Well, hello and welcome everybody to the Podcast Masterclass. I'm Sue Blackhurst and this is the incredible
Kath Lord-Green,
who is known as the Fairy PodMother. And today we're doing Everything Podcast. Now, I've wanted to launch a podcast now for a good probably 6 to 12 months, but I'll hold my hands up and be very honest. I knew nothing about it. I didn't know how to start it, how to do it. And that's why I delayed it. And I'm losing valuable months because I know that podcast is the way that I need to go to take my business forward. So that's why I brought in Kath today to do her masterclass. So what this video is all about today for you guys is to show you the insights of what's involved in the masterclass and also what you need to be doing and what you need to learn in order to launch your own podcast. Now, of course, we're not going to give you the ins and outs of the masterclass. That wouldn't be right, would it? But what we are going to do is go through the process of what the masterclass involves. You're going to follow my journey. And at the moment, I have no podcast. At the end of it, hopefully, we will have my podcast launched. Very excited. So, Kath, tell us, podcasting, why do I need one? I know I need one, but why?
Just quickly going back 20 years. 20 years ago, it was, do you have a website for your business? And everyone would say, do I need a website for my business? 10 years ago, it's, have you got a Facebook page, social media for your business? I have a personal one, but I haven't got one for my business. And then we all went out and got them. 10 years on, it's podcasting. Now, when you look at YouTube, you're on YouTube, 2.5 billion users as of January 2023. Yeah. They have a podcast tab. Why have they now got a podcast tab when you can actually listen to the videos? Because they know it's growing and showing no signs of slowing. And they want to compete with Apple and Spotify, etc. because it's growing so much. Why is it growing so much? Because we all want valuable content, valuable information, but we want it on the go. We don't want to be sitting watching numerous videos for hours at a time. We want to be walking the dog, we want to be cooking, we want to be in the gym, we're commuting. That audio in our ears is a podcast, and that's the way forward.
It's so true, isn't it? When I go walks, I have the podcast going, and I find them absolutely, like you say, it's valuable content. So let's get started, and let's see what I need to do first. So where do I start? What do I do?
First of all, I want you to tell me more about your business,
okay,
so I can really understand the purpose of this podcast.
Okay. I work with female entrepreneurs. I work with women who are let down of fear of rejection, fear of judgment and fear of failure, because they now have to be head of sales, head of marketing, PR. They have to be the home business, and enabled me to set up 3 very successful businesses that I want to share with the world.
And the thing is, that valuable information for young businesswomen doing the same thing, hearing real stories, is perfect, valuable content.
And obviously it's a lead magnet for me, because it's to bring them forward to my in-person training days, and also I have digital training programs. So it's a lead magnet, educational lead magnet. So we really need to focus on that. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing with you, Sue, is you've got lots of reasons to have a podcast. You can educate, you can share valuable information. It is going to grow your business. It is a lead magnet, and it's part of your digital marketing strategy.
Absolutely.
So we've done that. Did you find that useful?
Do you know what, Kath? That was really beneficial, because I think it's the things that we know we need to do and we think we've done them, but that really has clarified not only my niche, but my target audience, and actually not the purpose of my podcast and who I want to listen to it. So valuable, absolutely valuable. I really enjoyed it as well.
Good. So now we've clearly defined your purpose, who your target listener is, same as your target audience for your business. We can start creating that structure for each episode within your own first series.
Oh my God, this is so exciting. I can't believe how far we've got actually in the space of time. Right, let's get cracking on the next bit then.
This next stage of the masterclass is absolutely crucial. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. I say this all the time. Everyone's dying to get on the microphone, dying to get recording, but that isn't the crucial part. We need to know that that valuable content has been worked on. And I'm going to spend at least 2 hours now with Sue during this masterclass looking at the episode titles, the format, the length, how we're going to do that, what content is going to be in there. And then we'll be looking at microphone technique and recording and planning the intro and the outro. But that comes next. So we've been working really hard. You have worked really hard, Sue, so well done. We've been planning. Not only have we planned the episodes, we've now planned the intro and the outro. And remember, these are going at the start and the finish of every podcast episode, so they have to be right. So we've planned them, but now we're going to look for the music, because before we finalise it, we want to find the right music for you, and then we might have to refine a little bit before we put it all together. So let's have a listen.
Yeah, and what's interesting is I not only didn't realise I needed music in the first place, I would have had no idea where to go. So your support in this has just been, again, incredible. And what I found interesting about writing the intro and the outro is I thought what I'd written was great because I'm used to YouTube and I'm used to social media. It's a whole new ballgame. You're writing something that's radio.
Yeah.
And that's where Kath's value came in. Anyway, so let's listen to these. This is the first time we've heard them as well. So we're going to find a few. Let's have a look.
No,
A bit marchy.
Oh, a bit dramatic.
Bit sad.
A bit sad.
Bit sad.
Not for this podcast.
So what I'm saying that what we need to do now, Kath, my telling you is we're going to have to spend another 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
We've got to pick one. We have to pick one. I can't be spending, the next day or so. Let's go. We'll pick one.
Yeah.
We'll pick our top 3 each.
Yeah.
And then we're going to finalise it. So, and then what happens once we've chosen the music? What do we do then?
Once we've chosen the music, I would let you read again what you've written over the top of it before we start recording it and putting it together.
Right.
Just to check that it does sound right,
So we're going to do
and
that.
it's exactly what you want.
Right. And then we record it.
Then we'll record it.
That's the bit I want to do. Right, okay. Let's get on with it. It's really good fun actually, guys. It's not only valuable, I'm really enjoying the day, but she does work you very, very hard. She does work very. I'm actually doing some recording. Right, okay, we're ready. Intro,
Go.
here it comes. Okay. I feel like a proper radio presenter with this on. Welcome to the Actually I Can podcast. I'm your host, Sue Blackhurst, and I'm here to unlock your business's most precious asset, journey of self-discovery, to confront every obstacle with the resounding mantra, actually, I can!
You can!
Intro done. Welcome to the Actually I Can podcast. I'm your host, Sue Blackhurst, and I'm here to unlock your business's most precious asset. Yes, that's you. It's time to smash through self-doubt and find your self-confidence so you can live your life unburdened by the fear of judgment, rejection, or failure. Through candid, real-life stories, I'm going to delve into the exhilarating highs and the challenging lows of navigating the world as a female entrepreneur. So join me on this incredible journey of self-discovery to confront every obstacle with the resounding mantra, actually, I can. Yeah! I have an intro.
So you've worked really hard and we're nearly there.
Yeah.
But there's one last thing we have to do. But before that, I'm just going to have a quick recap.
Okay.
So, you now know what a podcast is and how to create the right one that will build your brand and your business. You know how to create the right podcast for your target audience. You know how to write an intro and an outro, how to source the music, how to plan a podcast series and create engaging episode titles within that series, how to record, edit and produce each episode. And having now got that finished product, there's just this one last thing that we have to do. Okay, so what we're going to work on next is how you're going to host it, how you're going to get it out there to your target listener.
How to get people to find it and listen to it.
Yeah, how are they going to find
It
you?
feels so close.
This is the last
so
thing.
close. We've got it, but obviously people have to find it.
Absolutely.
Right? Show me how. Come
So
on.
here we have your hosting platform. Now, first of all, you can upload your artwork, and once your artwork is there, That will go in every episode.
Okay.
The main thing now is to set it up, and that with your players, your directory, your podcast information, because once that's in, every time you upload an episode, everything will be there.
Okay.
Okay?
Right, okay.
And that is really important. Wow. Because what you get from this is incredible, and I'm going to show you that.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So you have a mini website that's hosting all your podcast episodes, and they will all show up here as you like. Spotify is fairly quick, so if you were uploading, it's in their directory very quickly. Apple takes it up to a couple of weeks, so if you are planning to launch next week and you wanted it on Apple, you're a bit too late because
Right.
and it's all.
So once we know, because we've got my intro and outro recorded.
Yeah.
We've got my first episode recorded.
Yeah.
So once I've got my second episode recorded, I can go and launch.
You
I'm ready
can.
to go. I'll get my artwork
You
finished.
can. And what else I'll show you on the one I made earlier is.
We are exhausted.
We're done.
We're done, but we're also very excited. Okay, so today's been a masterclass for me. Kath arrived this morning about 9 o'clock. It's now nearly 7 o'clock in the evening. It's going dark. It has taken longer than the normal masterclass would take, simply because we have been recorded and we've had a very nice lunch thrown in there. But this has been pure gold for me, because I started off this morning, I not only had no podcast, I had absolutely no idea how to create a podcast, and I do YouTube. And I think that gave me a little bit of an advantage, but I realised it didn't, because it is different. And the key thing for me today is I could have gone on YouTube to try and learn how to do podcasting. I could have read books and done all the research. But what I've gained from the masterclass today is, from starting the day this morning with no podcast, not only do I have my intro, my outro, my music, I have my first episode recorded, ready to go. Now I need to have my second episode, which I can now do on my own. I don't need Kath by my side. And that is just so valuable to me, because I'm doing it, because how many times do we sit back? We think we're going to get it done, but we just don't. So if you want to work with Kath and have your podcast, your podcast, your masterclass and podcast, if you want to go and have a masterclass with Kath, first question is, what is the normal daily timings that you would work with people? And do you do it in person, or do you also do it online for people who aren't local?
I can do it online, but it's really good if it's bespoke, in person. And I will travel across the country. That isn't a problem to me at all. In fact, I quite like it. The normal day is between 5 and 6 hours.
Okay.
And it depends on what stage people are at. It's very bespoke, because people are at different stages. Yeah. If they want to work with me, if you want to work with me, you just go to the website, which is Voice It Podcast Agency, and there's a contact me button on there, and you can ask about it. The other thing you can do is you can have them in half-day sections. So if you want to do half a day, digest that, go away and think about it and do some extra planning, we can split it into 2 half days. I have had clients do that as well. This has been a full day, and it's been really enjoyable. I've loved every minute of it, but it's very bespoke to the client.
Absolutely. So to the Fairy PodMother, who has had we've had a fantastic day. Watch this space. My podcast is going to be launched hopefully in about 10 days.
Why me? I'm going to tell you why me, because I've been in podcasting technically for over 25 years. I've worked in radio, I've been a news correspondent, a radio presenter, I've been a station director. All of those roles, I did audio, edited audio, produced it, put it together and put it out there. And I want to fast track you with all my skills and knowledge over all those 25 years to help you get your podcast.